Welcome to Meridian Hall, downtown Toronto, one Front Street East. Not to be mistaken with Meridian Arts Centre. That's another one of our venues. That's uptown, Yonge and Sheppard area. Meridian Hall, we're in the vestibule here, talking about corporate and private events. We use this space a lot for registration, greeting, that kind of thing. A lot of times people will put tables up on that side, or just have Apple iPad stations to greet people. But this is kind of the registration area. So come on in, we'll go to the next stop. We're in the main lobby now. So 5 sets of doors on the outside and the inside to form the vestibule, then into the main lobby. On this entire level, we could do a 1,500 person reception. Then just keep in mind that the more activations, food and beverage or otherwise, that you put in place, it'll take away from that 1,500. Main lobby, first thing you'll see is the video wall. You can put your content up there that you would arrange through production and not the private events, corporate events department. Michaela Aguirre is the person that you would work with on all the other monitors. There's about 99 flat panels in the place, and you can put your content up there, videos, stills, and work with Michaela to get that in place. But you'll notice the ceiling up here, there's a coffered ceiling that has LED lighting up there. You can put your company colors in there. You could just pick a color. I think we've got a color palette of about 50, but if you wanted to customize something to a certain Pantone, you can do that with our crew prior to your event. Now, also in here, up front here, we can do a press conference or some kind of event for 400 people, theater style. We bring in seats, and then depending, if it was 400, we might even be able to get max 450. We'd have to bring in smaller seats from our supplier, Chairman Mills. But we can set up a riser up front, any kind of tech. We've done the highest event press conferences in here, presentations, high-end companies, smaller companies, they run the gamut. You'll notice down here, main lobby level, there's a bar at either end, and then upstairs, mezzanine level, there's bars up there. So on these 2 levels, there's 4 bars right here, and then we're gonna go upstairs. We'll go into the house first just to show you how that ties in, and then we'll show you the rest of the mezzanine. So follow me. We're in the balcony now, and most events, downstairs you got 2,133 seats, 1,039 up here. So most events, they don't take advantage, or they don't utilize this space just because most events aren't that big. But just to show you how the balcony and mezzanine fit in with the orchestra level and how that looks down there, it's a pretty cool look. Mezzanine level, we are in the Meridian Community Lounge right now. This is the west side of the building. So this little area here, this alcove with space back here, is exactly the same over on the other side except mirror image, just flipped. So up here on the mezzanine, as I said before, a bar on either side, and then a walkway through here, 2 lounge areas on either end. And it's great for a reception area. You could have about 400 people up here, reception, after party, that kind of thing. Well, many times we'll have a main part of the reception downstairs, main lobby, and then this will be an ancillary part, an addition to that reception, so it's kind of overflow for people up here. Now, just before we go into the main West Lounge, this is our West Plaza downtown, right on the corner of Yonge and Front. When the nice weather comes along, there's no better place in the city to host a reception, a party. The sun goes down, the lights come out, it's just fantastic. West Plaza, Meridian Hall. This is the main West Lounge, as I said earlier. Again, on the other side of the building, on the east side of the building, same room, just inverted mirror image. It has its own bar, its own washrooms, so you can sequester a group of people in here to be on their own, be it staff, VIPs, volunteers. A little bit of a unique shape. There's a spiral or a curved staircase that goes down that we'll see in 1 second, but just a nice room. We even use this on occasion for coat check, and that's something to be said. Coat check we do on an ad hoc basis to where it is best used. We don't have a coat check proper. We used to have a space for that, but they're looking at developing that space into another usage. So we could have coat check in either of these lounges on either side. We might have it like a draped off area in the main lobby. We even had it in the vestibule before, or even downstairs in the lower lobby, wherever it works best. This is the Meridian VIP Lounge. Another unique shaped room, but we've used this for a number of different spaces. It's just ancillary space. We've used it everything from a production headquarters or a staff headquarters, a volunteer area. It's been used as a daycare area. It's been used as a massage area. So anything that you can utilize it for, we can clear out the furniture, put something else in here. It does have a TV here that you can utilize, but just ancillary space. This is a Castle Point Numa Lounge, just more ancillary space. It's kind of an industrial style, lower ceilings. We have a projector and a screen in here. And then there's curtains that can open up. The entire wall is a glass wall that looks into the lower lobby, so it makes it feel like the space is a lot bigger. But we have used this for press area. We've done Canadian Screen Awards, we've done the Hockey Hall of Fame induction, Bell Media up front. So maybe on the main stage they're doing awards or something of that nature, those events in particular, and then the recipients come in here and get interviewed by press. We've done talks in here. We did a 3-person Fawlty Towers 9-week show in here where 130 people ate dinner and were entertained by the 3 people. Fawlty Towers is an old classic that you can look up, but a very successful show. So just again, more ancillary space. Then we're going to go outside and we're going to go down an elevator. But if you go on this level, again, the lower level, there's an entrance right off Yonge Street. So that you're like steps away from this space as well as downstairs that we're going to now. Okay, when we go downstairs, we have this show starting and they're in the rehearsal hall. So we'll see if we can peek in. So just have a quick peek in there. But again, more ancillary space. So up at the Castle Point Numa Lounge, 130 people. This space right here, Rehearsal Hall, 200 people. You could do a dinner in there. We did a reception before. We did speeches for a graphic designers conference here. They had 200 people set up in there on a riser and watching one person do a speech. So now this is all back of house. So we're going to go through here. I'm just going to walk through the corridor, but down to the right there's a whole bunch of dressing rooms. We're not going to go down here because the show has already occupied them, but we'll go down and show you back of house a little bit. This is the catering room. So corporates can come down here, use this space. Again, the show that's going on, these folks in here now are using the space for that. You can set it up whatever way you want, though. There's a kitchen at the end. So we had our biggest show after the pandemic came in, biggest event, and they used this as a staff area. They had brought in their own machines, photocopiers, whatnot, and that's what that was used as in that scenario, but it's had many uses over corporate events. So we have 3 different elevators depending on where you are. So we're going, that's all back of house, still back of house, but we're going up to the level of the stage. So this stage door here, security's right behind us, but stage door back here is the Esplanade and Yonge Street. But if there's VIPs, you know, like for the talent coming in for the show, they're doing a rehearsal this afternoon. But for the talent coming in, they come in here. If you got VIPs, somebody that you do not want to go through the regular, the delegates that are coming in for your event, they could come in back here. It's all secure. And then this is back of house. Now as we walk through here, we're going to peek in downstage and upstage, and then we'll walk around and go right into the house and show you the orchestra level of the house. Up here there are 4 dressing rooms, or you can make them into 2. There's just a doorway inside each one that can make it through. And that can be for VIPs. We call them the star dressing rooms because they're right on the same level as the stage. Just a quick story for you. Prince did 2 shows in 10 months here, and the last of which was the last Canadian show that he did before his passing. Dressing room 4, dressing room 3, we made that into one big dressing room with the open door, and that's where Prince was when he played here those 2 times in those 10 months. Pretty cool. Now we're on the orchestra level. So we were up there before. So orchestra level, this is where all the corporate events happen for the most part. 2,133 seats on this level. You could put in a cross aisle, a mid-house curtain. That brings it down to 1,160. But my opinion, and I'm certainly not the ones making the decision, but my opinion is that changes completely the ambiance of this theater. And we've had, up in this level right here, there's 299 seats. We have had several events that's all they had. A couple of them opted to have a mid-house curtain, just a 16-foot drape right here on this cross aisle, but there was never a problem with it. We have 300, we have 500. Somebody was in today for a 650-person event. Not one time has any of those contacts come back to us and said, hey, we were in that space and it felt too big. So we can make it work. This stage is one of the largest stages in Canada. We've got one of the best crews. They're professionals and they know their stuff and they can get the job done for you. And they've had so many requests. We have top shelf tech equipment. For the most part, you can do everything you need to do in here, but in cases that you need specialized equipment, that we can certainly get that in for you. Now we just call it TO Live boardroom, obviously, because it's set up like a boardroom. We have a lot of our internal meetings in here, but you can use it for that. You can use it for a headquarters. Again, it's ancillary space you can use for whatever you want. We can strip it clean and start over. Whatever works for you. This space you can have, again, when you're renting the whole place here at Meridian Hall. We're in the lower lobby right now. Again, I think I spoke of main lobby level, 1,500 people. Down here, 1,200 people. And then up top, 400 people. That would be in a reception. And again, the more activations that you have, food and beverage or entertainment or otherwise, that would take away from that capacity. But down here, lower lobby, bar on either side. There's a terrace out there, lower, that you could go outside if you need be. There's a built-in stage. We got a surround sound system. We got a projection and screen here as well. Then right behind you is the kitchen. And the food and beverage headquarters are down here. We have our own executive chef, Andrew Fong, who is excellent. And you can work with him and the F&B team to put together something custom for whatever your requirements are. So we've come full circle. And you can use the space in many different ways. We have rented out only the main lobby. Most rentals are full facility. I said about we have our own in-house catering. We have a number of suppliers, so we don't have parking on site, but there are 4 lots surrounding us. And we do have a parking service that if you want to do valet, at 3 different levels, you could have valet service. Again, furniture rentals, that kind of thing. We have suppliers for that. Graphics, Get Wrapped is our graphics supplier. So if you wanted to wrap the elevator shaft or the floor or the pillars, you can do that utilizing that company. But other than that, it's a one-stop shop. You can come in here, do an event, and have one invoice. If you need anything, the details are down below. Thanks for listening.